Hello, welcome back. Last time I did Sequence Normalizer, and it was quick and easy, but a lot of fun. Today looks like it's going to be Image Test Pattern 3. There's a couple of spikes up here. That's interesting. So having taken a peek at this, I read that already. I thought a little bit about the best way to do it, and I think I know. I think the most sensible is going to be to create a square drawing function here and have the adjacent nodes supply it with what it needs. So like just square outline. So draw one of those, draw one of those. Since this is initialized to black, I can avoid having to actually plot black pixels. Now in theory, like thinking in terms of efficiency, you would get more efficiency out of, like, well, it depends. So you have to plot all the white pixels at least. So for this row, you just have to plot everything. So you just want, I had to look at this again because I always forget. So it's X, Y, color, X, Y, as many colors as you want, then -1 to end. White is the color. I've never used red. Anyway, yeah, so a square drawing thing would start here, so it'd give a 0, 0, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, -1. 0, 1, 3, -1, 31, 3, -1, or 20, 29. Okay, anyway. But like all the way down here, you'd actually be better off, instead of like individually plotting this pixel and this pixel and this pixel, it'd be more efficient if you really wanted to squeeze it to plot white, black, white, black, white. Then skip over here and plot white, black, white, black, white. Like if you want to be a super turbo optimizer, that's how you'd want to do it. But I don't want to be a super turbo optimizer. I just want to get the puzzle done and, you know, feel okay about my solution. So I'm going to make a square drawer. Okay, so somebody needs to keep track of my row, somebody needs to keep track of my column. I think that can be you. Let's say you'll be the column controller. So starting, or sorry, yeah, column, that's fine. Move back down. You're only going to draw in white, so I'm not worried about the color. So then this is the row. L top. Let's see here. So right, you get an X coordinate. You start there and move it down. You get a Y coordinate, which you're going to supply. And then this isn't right. You don't have a width or a height. Let's say you'll supply the Y and the height. So actually, let's just do that. Yeah, so you will count down the... All right, so first supply the X coordinate, which goes straight in here. Oh, but that's going to have to happen multiple times. All right. Haven't I drawn... You know, hang on. I have a square drawing algorithm. All the way back in Exposure Mask Viewer, right? This was for filled squares. But let's just look at how this works. This had inputs, sure. Report X coords, send positive num until row done. I mean, this is old. I want to reinvent because I'll be better at it now, rather than look at what I did there and try to adapt. Yeah, I'll be better at it now, hopefully, since I know how to J-row. So anyway, I'm drawing the first row. That's why this is called L top. So top is moving 3s to the down. I definitely can't fit all of this in here. Oh, yeah, so I can't fit top and sides and bottom. So I'm going to have to be cleverer about that. Okay, that's fine. Maybe this will boil down to you will draw rows, and the controllers will say, draw a 30 width row here, then draw a bunch of 1s, then draw a bunch of 1s, or like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then another 30 down here. That's probably the way to go. Okay, let's write it that way, just because I see how tight I will be on instructions. Gonna plan for that. All right, so whoever's up is going to tell you the X to draw at, and then the width, and you will, you know what? Yeah, up is going to tell you X, then Y, then width. And that's all you need to know. So you move the up, down, that's great. You move the up, down, that's great. You move the up to AC, and then you move 3 down for as many times as... I'll assume you'll always send at least a 1 there, obviously. Oh, and you're done. Almost. Okay, now you're done. Great. Okay, that was simple. So you... Right, so now I need the logic for looping through one square, then I'm going to need the logic and data for looping through all the squares. Okay, so there are 4 levels here. All right, so this is level 1. Let's work on level 2. It'll go up to 4, something like that. Okay, so let's just hard code this one row first. And you know what? Let's just make sure I've written that part right. Looks great. Okay. So you then need to receive... Actually, you can have some smarts to... All right, so yeah, how is this going to work exactly? So you count columns. Or you count, yeah, you count pixels in one single row. You're going to have to send 2 rows, then a whole bunch of 1 width for the sides. Okay, so you will turn something into a square. Okay, so let's make you make that a square. You know what? I'll bet I could hard code like all of this. Yeah, with just that logic, there's plenty of instruction space here. I could totally just write out, well, maybe not for all of the columns. Let's not do that, though. That's not very interesting. I don't want another puzzle where I use nothing but the move command and like 1 or 2 others. I was not happy with how I solved that one, whichever it was. Anyway, so you want to receive something from somewhere. So the problem is I don't know whether to work on this or the thing that sends you data. Let's try and work on this, and I'll figure out who sends you data after that. So you should receive an X and a Y. Or no, what should you receive? Okay, so how does my data need to be organized for this? How about we do width height, and then you will just turn that into those. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Maybe. Okay, so let's say you get width height. So this is 3018, right? 3018. So that's the first one. Then it's 26 and 14, 22 and 10, 18 and 6, 14 and 2. All right. So that's the width. You will send that down for the third value. Okay, now hang on. I need a bit more indirection here, don't I? Well, if I'm doing that, let's do this. So these are widths, those are heights. This is the data. These interpret width data, these interpret height data, and do what with them exactly? Well, repeat them as many times as they need to be repeated for this. But the width data needs to know how many times to be repeated based on the height. Well, you can be the controller of that. That's fine. Okay. All right. I'm getting there. Just gonna guess I'll want some pattern, something like that. All right, so here is the width. The first number you need is the starting x coordinate. That's definitely not right. Ooh, I would need to do a divide by 2. I don't want to divide. That's awkward. Okay, so no, you know what? This is a dumb idea. What I'm doing here is not great. I can do better. Let's do x and width here. And y and height here. Ah. Sure, that's perfectly reasonable, I think. So then you first get the x coordinate. Okay, so you're going to save the x coordinate there. Great. X coordinate goes down. Don't I need to hang on to both of these for a while, though? Yes. Okay, so you just need to hang on to x and width. You need to hang on to y and height. And then retrieve whichever one is requested. Like that, pretty much. So you're going to ask first for, yeah. Okay, so you will ask for, you're going to ask for the x coordinates. Okay, so I see ways to make this more efficient, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. Hold on, which will I be asking for more often? Both equally. So maybe what I actually want to do is have this either write both or... I don't know yet. Won't worry about it yet. Okay, anyway. So request x coordinates. Great, you got your x coordinates. Request y coordinates. You will work largely the same. Just with that change. Feel like you might be short on instruction space. Let's not worry about it yet, though. All right, so here's x, here's y. Then you need the width. So read width is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the inner, well, this is for the top and for the bottom. Oh boy. No, this is still wrong. I still need another layer of indirection here if I want to do it this way, don't I? This is more complicated than it looked like it was going to be at first. What's funny is, again, so drawing a square outline is actually, yes, a lot more complicated than drawing a square. A filled one is just like the exact same thing repeated for a number of rows. An unfilled one is something at the top, the same thing repeated for rows -2, then something at the bottom. That's fine. Okay, so here's the top. Let's do... Oh, and I want... Oh boy. Let me see something. If I ignore the columns and just do the rows, let me see if this works the way I want it to. Okay, so you first request X, move it down, request Y, move it down, request width, move it down. Great. Then you request X, move it down, request height. Oh boy. No, that's not right. It's left. Okay, so obviously I'm totally out of room here. But let's see if this does what I think it might. No. No, this is all wrong. What's going on? I guess what's going on is I never tell these to go on to their next input. But, okay, but you only drew the top and not the bottom. Why not that? So here's that -1. Move 3 right. So you go here, you're going to send me that 18. Move right to AC. Read the y coordinate, which should be 0. Subtract that. And then move that down. So I guess you really want width or height -1 here. Yeah, I think you got 18 instead of... Okay, so you needed 17. Yeah, okay, so this plan won't work because it takes way too much for you to tell these every single step of the way what you want them to do. And then shuffle it down here. Okay, so that's a bad plan for that. If I just subtract 1 from the heights... let's see if this at least draws a bottom row. It did. Okay, good. And then if I could fit some way to tell these to advance... Got to give them a different J-row value. So I would need 2 more instructions in here. 1, 3. Let's see, 1 left, 3 left, 1 left, 3 left. It looks as though I always do alternating 1s and 3s. So let's just have it go... Wait. Three, 3, 3. There's only... Yeah, no, that's right. 3 right. Move 1 right. Move 3 left. Okay, 1, 1. 3, 1, 3. Let's see if this works, if I'm thinking of it right. So instead of that, I would do this. So no 3s there. No. Move right down, move right ack. Oh, because I didn't do this, of course. Okay, this is getting messy, but let's see if it works. 2, 3, 4. So yeah, without the columns, this should draw all the rows as they need to be drawn. It didn't. Move 1 right, sub right. Oh, I need to discard that value you're going to write. That's fine. So I don't need the width again, I guess. Okay. Okay, that's wrong. That's very wrong. But at least it's trying. Ooh, this is wrong too. That feels like a problem with my data more than anything. All right. So hang on. I said 17, 13, 9, 5, 1, 30, 26, 22, 18, 14, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. What went wrong there? What did you get as far as y coordinate goes? Oh, you got the height but didn't add the position to it. Of course. You're not doing much. Could you be smarter, maybe? Do you need to be smarter? You have too much in you. Okay, so... I think I might be able to have this, like, defer to some control logic in here. Yeah, okay, so hang on. Do I have something repeated here? No, not exactly. Oh boy, this is complicated. I don't like that you are the JRow controller for 2 nodes. That's just taking up way too many instructions. 6 of them, plus this junk. Yeah, so 7 instructions out of 15 is a lot. That's almost half. That's no good. Alright, so my first approach was not great. I don't have the space to add an extra instruction to add the the y coordinate to the height here for reporting it down there, which is what I need to do to make this line draw not here but down here. You are not using your registers at all. No, that's not true. You are doing a subtraction here. Yeah, the only reason that draws in the right place is because of... Well, you know what? Instead of height, why not bottom? Instead of height, why not bottom? Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. So you change to bottom. Just recontextualize the meaning of this data. So at the very least, that'll give me the correct ones of those. Ooh. Well, it didn't, because why? Is it still subtracting? Yeah, okay, so if that's the... I could do these in like 2 completely separate phases. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So like do the row drawing and then like involve totally different nodes for the column drawing. That's not completely unreasonable. It's plausible. So if I were to do that, then to reformat this, I would want... Let's see, so if I want this to be the bottom, 0.17, 0.15, let's get rid of that sub. Oh, so I want this? Maybe? No, that's not right. Probably. Unless it is. It might be. It is. Okay. I had a hunch. I didn't think through it fully, but my hunch was correct. Okay. I mean, that's starting to look like the correct pattern. Yeah. That's half of it. Cool. So once you get done with that... let's try this. Well, now you're not going to have enough... yeah, now you don't have enough instructions here. Well, that would have been a good idea. But not anymore. Well, then again, I'm not so sure, actually. All right, you're just going to have to be P2. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that totally fits. All right. Let's just see if this draws this pixel after it does the rest of those. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so that'll work. Let me make this a little roomier by reformatting this right here. This will be annoying, but I can do it quickly enough like this. Oops. Then all the lefts become ups. Once again, sort of wishing for a search and replace here, but I am searching and I am replacing, so I guess it'll work. Okay, so make sure I didn't break anything with that. I did. Right, you have ups, you need lefts. You have rights, those need to be downs. Okay, so now does it work? Good. Okay. What's this that I see here? You're kind of suspicious. Am I going one too many? No, that's the correct number. Why do I get these extra little thingies here? It's like it's wrapping around from the left to the right or something. I think that is what's happening. So yeah, this visualization is imperfect. Okay, anyway, so good. Now I have room to do a phase 2 here. So this just receives an x and a y coordinate and plots a pixel there, and repeats until done. All right, great. So now you need some data. Okay, and I can just represent each one of these columns individually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there are none there. Cool, okay. This should be decently efficient. I mean, node count will be terrible, but cycle count should be okay. Instruction count will be terrible, but you know what? Cycle count's the one of those that I care about the most. So, I need column data, and you need to interpret it and pass it on to this. So column data will consist of x coordinate, y coordinate, and height, right? Okay. So x coordinate is going to be repeated. That's what it's going to be. Cool. So that's your x. Then y only needs to happen once. False. No, what am I doing? I had an idea. It was a bad one. Let's undo that. So what this needs to output is 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, etc. 29, 1, 29, 2, 29, 3, 29, 4, 3, 2, no, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. So, right, you'll be repeating the x coordinate several times, the number of times equal to the height. Okay, so read height. Wait, so you need a y coordinate first. No, height first, then y coordinate. Okay, so height, then y. So this height is 16. Let's make it 50, and I'll make it zero-based height. So there's your height. There's your y coordinate. Now will this fit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm going to be one short. Annoying. Yeah, so to fit a doubled 8-element thingy in here, I will be one short. Okay. Well, I'll come up with a solution for that at some point. It's definitely solvable. Like, I mean, maybe you could have the first coordinate in you or something before you read from that. Anyway, so move. Let's just pretend that's not a problem from now. I'll just draw these first 4. So that's 15, 1, then 11, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's 0 based, so that's what I want. Maybe this will turn into a 12 if that doesn't work out, but I think it's 11. Okay. And then... Oh, hang on. No, you can just repeat for as many times, but this x coordinates will have... Yeah, okay, you will loop. But you can have 8 values in you, while you only have the same repeating 4, which will work. Okay, cool. If that made sense. So subtract 4, you get 7, add 2, you get 5. Subtract 4, add 2. All right, so that should be all of your columns. So you will read the height value, the height minus 1. You're going to loop H. What are you doing for each one of those? So you have that in AC, which means, okay, the first thing you need to report to this is an x coordinate. Probably we're going to want a j row there. Oh, that's not right. Well, it could be. Yeah, so I could put my x coordinate data here. Then this will have some controls for, yeah. Okay, this sounds good. So 0, 2, 4, 6, and then I need to go inside out on the right, so that's 17. Okay, you are going to do that. No. Sure, sounds great. So you read a value, you will either report it or read a new one and then move it. Hang on, so you read one, move it, then wait for that. That sounds right. Actually, and then you don't even need that. Sure, sounds good. So anyway, you read your height minus 1. Then you read the x coordinate from left and send it on to the right. That's the first thing you get. That's your x coordinate. So then you need to move AC. No, you don't. That's not right. You don't move that there at all. You need the y coordinate, which is up here. Wait. Oh, problem. The y coordinate needs to count up as this counts down. I don't have logic for that, and I don't have anywhere to put that logic. Oh, well, I don't like that then. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, so y needs to count up. how will that happen? I'm not sure yet. I have ideas. You can't operate on both at once. Okay, so hang on. So you have the height. That'll determine how many times I need to repeat this. Move left, right. Move up, right. Let's just pretend this works. This is incorrect. Move up, right. Yeah. Okay, so Jez. Done. Move -1 left, and then jump LH. Sounds good. So you're going to tell this to read the same value and give it back on the next loop. Cool. Done will... back, move left, right, move up, right. Yes. Okay, that sounds good. This is wrong, but that's okay. Done will move -2 left, and then go over to this. Sure. Okay, well I have a decent amount of instruction space to figure out how to make all this work. Okay, great. This can be fine. I'm definitely not in a dead end. I just don't immediately see the path out of this. So this value, actually I don't even want to repeat that value. I want it to count upward. Okay. Having some ideas. I want it to count upward, right? So when you get the 1... Alright, so you're counting down with this. I don't have another convenient node. I can't put the cursor there by clicking. If I click here, it puts it there. That's silly. Okay, so what I need is somebody to make this value increase by 1 every time I go through this loop. And you look like the most convenient place to do that, only you're waiting on a J row here, so that's not too good. Okay, well, maybe you can have 2 jobs. Okay, maybe you can have 2 jobs. Let's say you have 2 jobs. This is going to slow me down substantially. I guess I'm not going to worry about it too much because this is the structure of my program. You require a helper, and the helper with the most space that's near you is you. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. So right. First you read this. That's totally fine. You will count down the height. You're going to tell this... Okay, yeah. So first you need to tell... this to read a value. This is actually still fine. Okay, but what you need to do is then tell that to do something different. Oh wait, you need to store before that, don't you? Okay, so you need this to store. Okay, no, this is fine. So store is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, don't worry about it. It doesn't fit. Fine. Store will be spelled like that. Move right ACK. Add 1 to ACK. Oh wait, so you need to store and back swap. You probably want to add and then read. I'm pretty sure you won't be doing those separately. Okay, so you're going to store, you're going to tell this to go to store, then move this value over there. So you will store that in your back buffer. You should swap first. Definitely. Hey look, I can add the E again. So you've moved that 1 over there. Now, if I'm adding before I send it, well, let's not. Let's do it the other way. If I was doing that, I'd have to change all these values, but I can do it the other way around and it'll be fine. Okay, so then you tell this that you want to retrieve it. So you store that. Oh, you tell it you want to retrieve a new value, actually. So that's correct. Move left, right. So then I need to tell it to add, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move left, right. Okay. So you move that value over, then you add 1 to it for the next time. Great. Then you subtract 1 from your own. Just done. Sure. You would then tell that to go to this for the next loop, because you just want to get that same value again. Sounds great. And then jump to LH. So yeah, it's just these two interacting. Well, these three interacting for that. You don't do much. Yeah, of course. You only send those once each. Great. And then in done, you need to say... Actually, done, I think, just goes up here, doesn't it? I do believe so. So you actually want to jump back to the start if that happens. Okay, let's see if that's right. No. But it's extremely close. Okay, so one thing I spotted was that these values are 1 too small, so I do want the larger... And I'm trying to catch it doing that. And then my x values are all wrong. Of course they are, because I was thinking 18 for the height instead of 30 for the width. Okay, so this is actually 29. So my code is correct, my data is wrong. So some small data corrections and I'll be good. Again, I wish there were a half fast, like sort of fast, but not quite that fast that I could do. Because I want to see the rows go quick and then the columns go slow. Is there an F key for run? No. F6 for step. So like if this were my F6 key, then my F7 key would be here, but it doesn't, I can't make it run. Let's just watch this go slowly. I'm pretty sure it's right now. I think I have this correct. That'll draw the test pattern like I want it to, right? There are no columns in here, only rows. Very good. Very good. Okay, it's perfect. Unless I have my offset wrong here, but I think 29 is the right place to start. And this program will just stop when this hits the correct thingy. Otherwise, it would just loop. And actually, yeah, keep drawing white over top of the thing, so it wouldn't matter. What? Test 2? Oh, okay. All right, well, zoom, zoom, zoom. Great. It needed the random test in the test 2, even though there was no input. That's funny. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the end of cycle count. Awesome. Average node count. Instruction count's a bit high, but that's fine. Okay, I am satisfied with that solution. I expected this to be slightly less complicated than that, but once I got into it, these image module things always take just so much fiddling and babysitting. Like they need so much data. Yeah, x, y width, height are a lot of variables. And like actually doing counting with those, that's a lot of variables for this poor little computer that has like 1 register per node. All right, cool. Well, I'm happy with that. See you next time for another image test pattern. I'm not going to... You know what? No, I am going to spoil what the target looks like because I want to be able to think about it. Having the... looking at this and just sort of having it in the back of my mind, I'm going to need to write some code that'll produce this. It helps me think of this, and that made that smoother. So next test pattern... Oh, that's going to be complicated. All right, so some gradations there. Okay, this one is... well, it's just dark to light. And then light to dark. Dark to light, light to dark, dark to light, light to dark. With offsets and stuff. Okay, well, that'll be a thing. All right, cool. I'll see you next time for this one.